And we're gonna do a demo here on the Camp King Industries Outback series. We've got them available here in the US. Sarah, Lucas, and the family came all the way from Australia, so they're here. They're here to answer questions all weekend. These guys are the masterminds behind this awesome creation. Number of different products. We've got the rooftop tent. That unit there is about 5-6 years old. I've run that on my 200 series for a number of years. It's an incredible unit. And we've got the Outback series in the US for the Gladiators and the 6-foot Tacomas. So we figured we'd take the opportunity and go over a couple things. I'm probably gonna open and close everything here a bit to show you guys how it all works, right? So these are not one size fits all. So this is a 5-foot box. That's a 5-foot box, 2 different cars. This unit here is different than that unit, right? It is specific for the Gladiator. That one is specific for the Tacoma. What that does is it allows them to fully utilize and be efficient with the space. For instance, the doors, the way these doors open up, they open up the full length. There's no bulkhead fitting. There's no fit kit that's required in the back, right? So on the Gladiator, which is really nice, you get to keep your rear tailgate and your rear camera and your rear light, right? There's no fit kit. There's no funky door that opens up. It's all kind of integrated. And that's in large part, because it's designed built for this truck. Same with the Tacoma, right? They look very similar, but they are actually different lengths and heights. Yep. Right, so that is something really unique. We wouldn't put this on a Colorado or some other 5-foot Tacoma or pickup truck. So the unit itself weighs about 340 pounds. It's all aluminum, right?
Yep, correct. Fully aluminum.
All aluminum TIG welded, yes. The awning here, fully freestanding. These awnings are incredible. Weigh about 60 pounds. So awesome. All use the Cool Bra fabric, which is fully waterproof. There is a seasoning procedure that's done to get that to be fully waterproof. That's very common with a lot of canvases. Yeah. The quality fit finish is second to none. So I'm gonna go ahead and close up this awning, and then I'm gonna close up the unit. So I'm gonna close these doors just so they're out of the way. So what's nice about this too is when I close it, I'm not fighting any sort of wind. I'm not fighting it. Like, it can free hang here. A lot of the 270s, when you get to this point where it's loose and it's not actually up, this part can get really kind of uncomfortable, right? Yeah. So
it's a full one-man job. Like, you don't need 2 people to set it up. There's no poles that are trying to drop down, or you have to get one person to hold one section up or anything like that. It's really very easy. It's
a little harder when you put 37s on your car, but hey.
It does help if you're a bit taller.
There's a prereq for being the importer. So I'm just gonna fold this up. Grab the Velcro here. Right, I'm just gonna do the one strap for now. Real nice heavy duty bag. The bag is big enough that you can just zip this up, right? You're not fighting it, you're not playing with it. We've put this unit to the test. You'll see scrape marks all over this thing because we love to use it. Awnings put away, super simple. One thing I forgot to mention on the awning, there is a full wall kit that's available. It's 4 panels. There are 2 that are fully solid, and then there are 2 with the mesh windows. They're not doors, they're windows.
And they're very large, yeah?
Yeah, they make a big space. So if you're inclement weather, you can go ahead and hang that in. And you can do 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, 4 panel. You can do oscillating. You can put the windows in different spots as well, right? So really nice feature. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna pull down the bed, and I'm gonna just pull this whole unit down. So other real nice feature about the Camp King is we're not using flimsy poles here. These are the super pulls, right?
Yeah, super peg. Yep.
Super peg. They're super. Gives a real nice taut feel to the unit. These things aren't flexing. I'm always afraid I'm going to poke my eye out when I use these or the other ones. These are real simple. So I'm just going to lift these out. I'm going to put these in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a real nice elastic band around the bottom of the unit. I'm gonna bring that up just so that fabric kind of comes in a bit before I go to close it. I'm gonna grab this, I'm gonna pull it down. I'm gonna give this a little slap on each side. I'm gonna close it down. Jason is using this while we're at the show, and he's got his full bedding. I don't know, I think he's got his clothes in here. He's got all sorts of stuff in here. One of the things I love about the Camp King units, frankly, any of the tents, any of the items we put on top of our cars, I'm a huge fan of making sure that you can leave bedding in there. Everybody's really obsessed with how low profile things are. That's cool if you don't use your tent. If you're gonna use your tent, you wanna be able to leave some pillows in there. You wanna be able to leave some bedding in there. Because the reality is, that's what you're doing when you're using it, right? So the Camp King, same with that unit, you can just leave a lot of stuff in it.
It's a storage unit.
It makes a difference. You don't want to be putting your pillows up there and your bedding and then taking it down. It makes it not fun. So now the unit is fully closed up, and in theory, you're ready to go, right? Obviously, we've got this one built out with the full Goose Gear interior system. If you look at Steve's truck over there, the Tacoma, he's done it a little differently, right? A little bit more of a modular style. He's got his gear. My point is, it's very versatile. You get not only the topper, but you also get the tent, and you can build it out like this, or you can use it like that. The fact that you don't need a rack, a topper, a rack, and a tent reduces that stacking effect, reduces weight, and just makes it really clean. So, I'll probably open it back up. Does anybody have any questions about this?
What's your wind rating on it when it's open?
The awning?
No, both. Well, the tent.
You know, the wind rating, we were just up in Utah and the Grand Canyon, maybe about, what was that, Chris? A month ago? I thought the truck was gonna fall over. I don't know what those gusts were at, maybe 40, 50. Yeah. That tent, that was out, they do great. So, okay. I mean, common sense, yeah. They do great in the wind. Frankly, all the product that we sell, that's like one of the prereqs. It obviously is gonna help a little bit, if you have a prevailing wind, that you stick that nose in there, more just because it's gonna be a little quieter, right? If you have the wind just like boom right in the back, you're gonna hear that.
The awning itself does have gyro attachments that you can put down if you're really worried about
for the awning. Yeah,
if you're really worried about wind for the awning. But like we've never ever had, like we were the same. We went up the Cape and it was. Did
you have this open during the high wind?
Yeah, for sure. We just leave it up because obviously we need to test it.
I was in Baja also not long ago, and Baja always gets that afternoon, like on the Elefantes and all sorts of wind. These things, they're just solid, right? So the wind rating, I don't know if I'm going to give you like it's 54.5 miles an hour. There's some common sense around that. I'll say of all the awnings that we've used, this one's the most stout. Yeah, it's stout. It's solid. So
I'll always tell people that it's
Lucas does that. I'm going to open it back up.
The awning itself is probably only as strong as what you're mounting it to. Like say whether it's your bracketry or your tent setup, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna bend and break the actual awning. You'll end up ruining what you got it attached to. Yeah, that's where the weak point is. Like we're the same on these. We're up the Cape and we go camping and we just leave it up and it lifts Like you feel the car just lifting, you know what I mean, on the suspension when some of the just a big gusts, you know what I mean. So
Oh, whoops.
I think it freaks a lot of people out sometimes. So I'll jump down and
Oh, you know, I need to
worried
put the
about it. But
Sorry.
yeah, honestly, it's never been an issue for us, you know. So that's a big thing. It's why we use these those super peak poles on the actual awning itself as well for the tent, because once it's locked in there, these actually can't come out when they're on an angle. It's like just a safety feature for them. Yeah, it's got a notch, and as well as that, when you set it up, it gets very taut and solid.
Yeah.
It's not like your other tents would do, like you were saying with the flex poles, where they sort of flap around and constantly flapping all night when you're trying to sleep and that kind of thing. So that was a big thing for us when we actually designed that and made it. We wanted it to be solid, because there's nothing worse than getting woken up by a flap.
So yeah, and another one of those things too is it's really nice that, like, oops, I was doing this in the wrong order. You don't, the awning just stays put. Like, it's no big deal, right?
That's a very nice system. So it's
And then that's it.